Hello and welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real in the tea in reality, and you can always come here first to quench your thirst. I'm Brooke. I'm passionate about pop culture, and I've missed a couple episodes because life has been very busy. But you know what? We're back, and just in time for the Ursa Luna round of Survivor 50. I am quite happy. I am quite thrilled. And because I am so happy and thrilled, I'm going to go ahead and plug the cup mug. And you and yours can get your cup mug at Etsy.com. Link is in the description down below. And in the top right corner of your screen above Logan's head. Ow.
Hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I too have missed a few weeks of Survivor 50, but I am back. I am happy to be back. I am also happy to be here for the Blood Moon Ursa Luna round of Survivor 50. Because what? Followed by followed by whomst? Followed by followed by how am I still in this draft?
That's a good question because we do have a casualty at this point, importantly.
We do.
R.I.P. Diva. We'll talk about it when we get there. But until we get there, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with all of our coverage of Survivor 50 alongside all of the plethora of other reality shows we cover here on the Cup TV. And it's far too many. Far too much. But it is time to talk about the Ursa. I'm going to call it the Ursa Luna round one more time and then move on. From the Ursa Luna round of Survivor 50, aka the Blood Moon round, coming off of the heels of the double eliminations in our past. Oh, go ahead, mourn. It's okay. You can mourn.
Okay, I'm good.
There.
She stood no chance.
She was already in a bad spot coming into this season, and I do not think that this tribe did anything to help with that.
No, the moment
elimination of Mother Angelina Keeley and Taylor Swift's number one stan. We're moving into an interesting time period in Survivor 50. 17 players remain, and you know what? I think 17 is the perfect number to merge at.
A perfect number, an ideal number, the absolute best number that absolutely production wanted for merge, right, Brooke?
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Can I just comment on the fact that there are several seasons of Survivor that have 16 players, meaning that there are now more people in the merge of Survivor 50 than there are on the cast of Survivor Pearl Islands. I just want that documented. But
isn't it fun?
It's lovely. Low-key, I do feel like that might be them testing the waters a little bit of like a no tribes full merge season of Survivor. I would like to see it. Just gonna say
one world in the truest concept of the phrase.
More like just like the idea of everyone. It starts as a merged tribe. Like there are no tribes. We have 18 players living on one beach competing against each other as individuals from the off. And of course, you could do like twists where you have like, hey, you guys are going to pick tribes for this vote and have like a singular round.
Kind of like what they did with this round.
Yeah, like this, but not nearly as fucked up as this. But we'll talk about it.
I like that idea. I do like the idea. I think I would need to see it in full conception on a returnee season first.
I've seen a ton of orgs do it, and it usually works out pretty well. It kind of creates a bit of a Cambodia situation where the gameplay is just super fluid. But I also dread whoever is the first boot in an 18-person tribal council. But besides the point, so a couple of things we need to get out of the gate. First, everybody's ready to go. Everybody is, stoked about this merge. We don't really see any initial trepidation. Before we have the merge, we do have Jonathan getting into a conversation with Camilla and Dee, and they're both
Mhm.
like, hey, this is nothing personal. It was just better for us to get out Charlie now because reasons. And Jonathan seems to be like amenable to that and like on board and
Mhm.
understanding. We don't really get anything of the Angelina boot. It's just kind of like, yeah, okay, sure, bye. And
Yeah.
we just go to the merge. We have 17 people living on one beach. Oh dear
Well,
God.
we also do get Ozzy locking in with both financial analyst Emily Flippin and Dr. Christian Hubicki, because they've all been kind of on rocks a little bit over the last couple of weeks, trying to gain that trust, trying to build that trust. And Ozzy does finally lock in and go, hey, now that we know merge is looming, hey, I have an idol.
Yeah, I love how he's just like rambling in this conversation with Emily, and then he goes, by the way, I have an idol. And just
she's just like
Mhm.
she's like
gooped, gagged, and betriveled.
and honestly, the person I am the proudest of making it to merge at this point is Emily, because I really didn't think the girl was gonna make it.
I would like to point out, for the record, that Ozzy has broken a Survivor record with this
Yep.
merge, becoming the first and currently only person to have made merge on their original first 5 seasons of the show. Now, granted,
That's
he
my
was voted out before the merge
king.
in South Pacific, but one, he made that call. Secondly, he won the Redemption Island duel and came back anyway, so everything's fine.
That's my
Shout outs to Mother
king.
Christine, you got screwed. But
Yeah.
Ozzy, that kind of impressive. Let's be honest. Like, as much as I'm gonna say we as the collective Survivor fandom, not the we of me and
Yeah.
Logan here, are not always the kindest to Ozzy's strategic acumen. We may have to acknowledge that there is a certain, to borrow a
Je ne
phrase
sais
from here in
quoi.
New York here, je ne sais quoi about Aussie's gameplay. How did
There's
you
a certain
know?
I feel it coming.
I mean,
Is Ozzy scared of heights?
Well,
the two options were the two options here were scared of heights or je ne sais quoi. So, like, what are the options here, Brooke?
Je ne sais quoi. Yes, there is a certain je ne sais quoi about the way Ozzy plays Survivor.
Oh God, I absolutely agree.
We're
the way I just gooped you with
we're
that.
shorting that, aren't we?
Oh, 100% we are.
Yeah.
No, and here's something, because I haven't been on in a little bit, but I've been just absolutely loving this season of Survivor 50. And I think the big thing for me has been seeing how a lot of these players are playing completely different games to even games that they've played in the past, and even these players that have come back and played several times before. And I think for me as a Survivor fan, what I want to see out of Survivor 50, and this is just me, I know a lot of people do share my opinion, but for me, I want to see someone win this season who is playing 50 completely differently from how they've played any other version of their Survivor game, and has this like full transformation, because that's seemingly what 50 is all about. It's what Jeff keeps preaching, and I do love this kind of narrative that we've built into Survivor 50. And there are a couple of players that I'm seeing as we move into this merge episode that are really impressing me and are really showing a lot of what they've learned and what they've studied from being outside of the Survivor universe. Ozzy is certainly one of those people. I am really, really impressed with the way Ozzy is playing this season on 50. There are a couple of players that I'm really like, I'm quite impressed with the way that they're playing and the way that they've shifted their game, because we have criticized Ozzy in the past for not having as much of a strategic game and relying on his physical game. And for most of his other appearances on Survivor, he was able to. This time, not as much. I mean, I'm very interested to see, now that we're moving into the individual immunity portion of the game, is he going to be able to stand up against, the field that we have? I think so, in my opinion. Given what we saw at the immunity challenge here, we'll see. But Ozzy is someone that's really impressed me here. I have to say, for all the times we've seen her on Survivor, Cirie is impressing me this season, because I think Cirie is playing a different game here.
I don't know about a different game. I think what Cirie is doing differently this time is she's kind of, I don't want to say taking a page out of the Sandra playbook, but a little bit of a page out of the Sandra playbook. She's letting the pieces move around her. And if the pieces are moving, which is what Sandra does a lot of the time, if the pieces are on her, she doesn't care. But when the pieces are on somebody she wants to keep around, that's when Cirie goes into hypervigilance mode. And that's when she starts moving the pieces in her benefit, which we see in this episode. We saw it a couple episodes back. We've seen it a few times this season. Cirie finds those like tiny little ways to get through situations. And I think that's really been the difference for her here versus what I've seen with her in Micronesia, for example. One of the thing I want to mention about Ozzy, though, we're talking about his physical game. I mean, we're however many immunity challenges in now, and he's rolled a big fat 0 wins. I think. Cool. But yeah, like the big difference here is, Ozzy's not won an immunity challenge yet. We're 7-8 challenges deep now. He's not won anything. Granted, he didn't get to compete this round, and I think this could have been something he could have won.
Totally.
But when we look at who's left in this game, you have people like Joe, you have people like Jonathan, you have people like Chrissy, people
Steph.
like Steph, D. These are some really heavy hitters in the challenge department. And
I would even include Christian in that, to be honest with you.
And honestly, Tiffany too.
Absolutely Tiffany, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good challenge competitors on the season, and I'm not going to say Ozzy is in his Colby era, but it's possible. We're going to have to see how things turn out in the long term.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they are in their Colby era because he lost the first challenge of the season to Coach, just like Colby.
And I still don't forgive Coach for that. Yes, he's Team Logan. Do I regret that still? Absolutely.
I mean, he made the merge.
Somehow, 3 of my people.
A girl that doesn't even make the merge.
Eduardo. 4 times.
4 times. Don't
4 times.
Eduardo like that.
Oh, I will. He hasn't shown up for the pod yet this season. Of course, I'm going to.
Fair.
I love you. I love you, little demon twink. But no, of course, I'm gonna no. But no, I agree with that. I think, but I have to say, I am just really impressed with Ozzy, Ozzy, Cirie, Rizzo. I'm so impressed with our Riz God. I have been. I'm really just
the same game, but it's turned up to an 11, and I'm here for it because
and it's working.
Can we talk about, and we weren't here last week to talk about it, how impressive it was how quickly he moved the pieces on Charlie, right? Because he was building these relationships up on the swap tribe, but when we see how quickly he pulls the pieces together of Camilla, D, Cirie.
Yeah.
And he gets Cirie's loyalty by just being open and honest with her.
Yeah.
If we have learned anything about Cirie, she will be open and honest with you if you're open and honest with her. She has a very reciprocal relationship with people on Survivor. I'm not sure Eric. She
and that's what is really impressive about Rizzo here is that, he is that unknown. And so he is kind of able to come into this, A, as the unknown. People don't really know what to expect from him, but B, he is a student of Survivor. He knows all of these people's games. He knows what to do and what not to do in order to play with these people and to play with the people that he wants to play with in this game. And I think that's a big, like, if people do not take out Rizzo soon, Rizzo's going to make it to the end of this game. And people are going to be like, how did they let Rizzo make it to the end of Survivor 50? And how did they let him get to the end of the game again? And this time it's not necessarily going to be because of his early game connections. This time it's going to be strictly because of his strategic prowess that turned into strong social bonds that got him to the end of the game. Last time it seemed to be the opposite, and that's what I'm loving. I'm absolutely just loving about Rizzo's game this season. I'm just so impressed with him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said it multiple times. His goal is to prove that he's one of the best people that's ever stepped foot on a beach. And I'll be honest with you, keep this trajectory up and keep this momentum moving. I wouldn't say that's too far off of something, because we've seen it 2 seasons in a row now. Rizzo has a way of getting through these tough spots, these tough situations, and putting himself into better positions. He got his name written down by 3 people last round, and suddenly he is in a really good spot at this merge. Which I should mention, we get 17 people on one beach.
It's
and
nuts.
Bo is flying everywhere. I have an idol. You have an idol. Ozzy has an idol. Ozzy has an idol. Genevieve gave an idol to Ozzy. Did you hear that Genevieve gave Ozzy an idol? Hey, Ozzy.
Billie Eilish boomerang idol.
And let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, Aubrey has an idol. Yeah, Rick gave Aubrey an idol. Oh, okay, well that makes sense. They were on a season together. Yeah, Rick gave Aubrey an idol. Aubrey, I heard Rick gave you an idol.
Hey everyone, it's me, Genevieve. Did you know Aubrey has an idol? Hi, I'm Genevieve. Aubrey has an idol. Hi, I'm Genevieve. So nice to meet you. Aubrey has an idol. Tag yourself. It's me. Aubrey has an idol. Like,
see, in this situation, you're Genevieve, and I'm Aubrey asking people for a dialogue. That's me.
I'm Genevieve, and you're Aubrey has an idol.
No, I'm not Aubrey has an idol. I'm Aubrey Edge of Extinction, so we can have a dialogue. Love her.
Oh my god! Like, literally, the number of times we saw Genevieve say, "So Aubrey has an idol. Aubrey has an idol. Aubrey." But did you hear Brooke? Mm-hmm. Aubrey has an idol.
Oh my god, she has an idol.
Oh my god, she has an idol.
Eggs.
Pretends to be shocked.
Yes. Mother Day Vaughn. But no, like when we're seeing these little conversations go on, I'm just wondering, I'm like, anybody gonna talk about Rizzo? No? Good on ya. Good decision. Good. And we do get that moment where Rizzo asked Genevieve, hey, did you give me this idol? And Genevieve's like, no. Now, I will say, if no one knows that you gave Rizzo the idol and Rizzo can't confirm it, I don't think it's the worst thing to deny giving someone this idol, because if Rizzo is somehow voted out with the idol in his pocket, you get the boomerang back to you.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, would you like to reinforce your trust with Rizzo, who's in a really good power spot, who might have been able to help you get into a better insulated position in this merge? I don't know.
I don't know. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I think, at this point. And like, it's really like all of these people are navigating this complete unknown of a 17-person merge. Like at this moment, they don't know what to expect. They don't know what's going to happen next. All Genevieve knows is that Aubrey has an idol. And so all she wants to spread and all she wants to talk about is that Aubrey has an idol. She doesn't want to talk about her own game. She doesn't want to talk about her own existence. All she wants to talk about is that Aubrey has an idol.
Aubrey has an idol.
Yeah. So, her propaganda, Aubrey has an idol. And
I don't think it's propaganda. I think it's just factual information. Aubrey has an idol.
And yeah.
I would also like to note it has been lovely getting to see a record 6 confessionals from Tiffany this episode. Because up until this episode, Zach Brown had more confessionals than Tiffany. But getting to have Tiffany get some of that narrator energy back, love to see it. Thank you.
I 100% in my heart of heart believe it is because the women of Survivor 50 complained.
Yeah, I agree.
They shouldn't have had to.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
And you know what that tells me? A woman wins Survivor 50.
That's kind of the energy I'm getting from it too. I'm not sure which woman. I have a couple of
I'm not sure. I have a couple in mind.
I'm thinking about. We'll talk about it at the end. But
yeah, I want to talk about it at the end because there are a couple of people I have in mind as well.
But we get a lovely roll up from a boat. Hands out this package, and it's just open this letter. Somewhere in the jungle, there is an advantage. It's game changing. You should go find this. The first person to find it gets it. Go.
And I love this one because it's like somewhere, have fun. There's no clue. There's no hints. It's just somewhere. The scroll could have said Aubrey has an idol. Somewhere in the forest, there's a clue. Have fun.
Yeah, it's just like, you remember back in the day when we used to, like, everybody used to get, like, clues to idols, and, like, we're in these big, big forests and stuff. People had to go find stuff with clues.
Yep. Good times. Good times.
And none for Russell Hantz. But no, okay, so quick note. Do you think Rizzo actually saw it, or do you think he just looked completely over it?
I think he looked completely over it.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to find it. I would. Now, I was talking with my friend Matt, because my friend Matt was over here watching the episode last night with me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wouldn't want to find this. Absolutely not. Terrible idea.
I would.
Bad idea. Awful. Garbage. Okay, here's my thought, right? Especially if I'm Ozzy, Aubrey, or Rizzo, right? If I'm, well, maybe not Rizzo, but Ozzy and Aubrey specifically, they already know you both got an idol. You do not want to put that target on your back any bigger than it already is. And to be quite honest with you, if your social game is well insulated, you might be able to squeak through this anyway. So I personally, I hear this, I'm like, put a target on my back in a 17-person merge. I'm good. Pass. I can squeak through this without having to worry about it.
I think just with the amount of unknowns still at this point, like, we're also looking at it from the perspective of we know now what happened with it, but at the time, there's still so much unknown happening. I would still go for it, even if I was someone like Ozzy and Aubrey who, like, at this point, they know they have a public idol. I still would go for it at this point, because at this point, they both have huge targets. I don't know that having this one round twist is necessarily going to make their target any bigger comparatively to the target size of other people. Like, I see your point. I understand your point. But I think we're just existing in this other Survivor world for this season where, like, this twist, for example, is, I don't know that this twist is necessarily going to impact Ozzy that much because he found it. Like, I think if Aubrey had found it, I think it really depends on who she brings with her. Because we find out Ozzy finds it. And he's like, well, as long as it's not exile, I'm cool. Cut to, you're going to exile. And I'm just like, of course it's Ozzy that finds it. And of course he's going to exile. Like, I think that's really funny. Like, of course they're sending Ozzy to exile. And he gets to pick one person. And immediately, in my mind, I'm like, take 3. And then I'm like, no, that's not the smartest move for your game, Ozzy. Play a strategic game. And then he makes the strategic choice for his game and takes Rizzo. And I'm like, absolutely. I think that's the smartest choice you could have made.
I think it's definitely one of the smartest choices he could have made. I think the only choice that I would have liked to see that I think could have maybe benefited him a tiny bit more. Everyone and their mom knows that Genevieve gave you this idol. So there is that possibility of maybe going, okay, well, if Genevieve gave me this idol and I take Genevieve, it's probably going to put a bigger target on Genevieve's back. And if Genevieve isn't someone I'm working with, it could be nice to get her. We don't know what's going to happen to Exile, so they had no idea what was going on at the beach either. But I could see a world where Genevieve would have been a good decision here. But also, the second he started talking about it being Rizzo, I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Great decision.
But if he picks Genevieve, does that put a target on? Does that actually increase Ozzy's target? Because then people associate Ozzy with Genevieve.
I don't think so. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that, one, the only person who's going to increase his target for being associated with Genevieve is Aubrey. But when we look at Christian, Devins, Emily, Suri, all of these people that are already close to Aubrey, if they go, hey, we're working with Ozzy, don't worry about it, I think Aubrey might back off. And then when we look at who else is on the table, and also, all it takes is Ozzy just going, yeah, I'll vote on Genevieve, I don't care. Like that's the only conversation that needs to be had. I don't think him being associated with Genevieve is any worse than him being associated with Rizzo, to be honest. Now, what I will say, though, is I feel like it might just be a good idea to go ahead and talk about Exile, because we only get the one scene from Exile in this episode.
Yeah.
So we cut to Ozzy and Rizzo just chilling on Exile Beach. No game, no advantage, no disadvantage, no journey,
no note.
Nothing. At least that we see. Nothing.
Yeah.
And they're just chatting and they're talking about it. And they lock down their trio with Suri because they both already locked down their close bonds with Suri individually. The only conversation that was left to had in the triangle was the two of them. And they share the information. Rizzo's like, I have an idol. I know about the extra vote. Ozzy's like, yeah, I know you know about the extra vote, but thank you for telling me about your idol. He's like, Suri already told me, but now that you've told me, I trust you more. And suddenly, we're witnessing the birth of the polyamorous relationship between Suri, Ozzy, and Rizzo.
And I love it.
Sarazi.
Yeah, that works.
Sarazi. Yeah.
That works beautifully.
Sarizzi.
Sarazi.
But Sarazi just kind of fine, whatever.
No, because you capitalize the Z in the middle.
Sure.
Sarazi. Hold on, I'm gonna write it out. Hold on.
Their names are too perfect to go together perfectly. They all flow into each other.
I agree. Yeah, no, I love this trio. I think this trio is great. I think the extension of the trio that they have with Emily and Christian, with Ozzy, and then you've got obviously Suri has a relationship with Dee still, and with Emily. I did not think this was going to be the way that the alliance structure worked this season, but I'm living.
It is lovely seeing Suri in the center of all of this. I just want to say, just go ahead and live.
And I'm gonna say this now. They let her get past the first part of Merge. Suri is winning this season.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
They let her get past merge. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. But
so after our exile boys go to exile, we then head to the immunity challenge. It's chimney sweeps. Yay! Chimney sweeps. I like this challenge a lot. I
do too.
You know why? Because it's usually won by a cunty woman. Beside the point.
Well,
usually. I said usually with a note. But we then get, the general Jeff overture of how incredible and awesome and amazing tonight's vote will be. And we get told about the Blood Moon twist. Now, I want to go ahead and get this. It's the Blood Moon Fang Gang looking for a Fang Bang, feeding on the blood of the pure. So I'm a Dracula girly. We got to get it in there when we can.
I had put Dracula Titans out of my brain forever.
But it was a good musical. It was a good musical. Anyway, it was a good musical. Come on, the musical slapped. Okay, what regards? So Jeff tells us that we are going to have 3 people eliminated at Tribal Council tonight. The castaways will be randomly divided into 3 groups of 5, almost like they're just doing another tribe vote. And competing within each tribe for individual immunity, with the overall last player standing in this challenge winning Applebee's for their group. Logan, I'm just gonna ask you, okay? So, because I feel like you're still there. I don't know if you're mogging or not. Beside the point. If you don't come back, I'll just assume you're not here then. Okay. So, you are. Okay, great. So I'm gonna ask you these. Okay.
Yeah.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked is this twist?
For us, the viewer or the player?
The players. As a viewer, I was living.
As a viewer, I lived. Okay, as a player, okay, I'm actually gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna go right in the middle because, and I think this is the common thread that we kind of heard throughout a lot of the tribal council sequences, and through a lot of the back half of gameplay. It really depends what rock you draw and who is standing next to you in that rock draw.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and that is literally determining everything that went on. Because you draw a different 5 and 3 other people go home.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of my problem. As a viewer, right? I will say, as a viewer, gagged, love the twist, awesome, incredible.
Yeah, I think it was great.
Fun times in terms of content. It was really fun. But I look at this beach, and I look at these tribe divisions, and I'm like, okay. So Genevieve is now stuck in a group with Aubrey, Christian, and Rick.
Uh-huh.
What the hell does she do in this situation? Besides
win immunity or go home.
Win immunity or go home. I look at with
Colby and Coach.
Yeah, Colby and Coach. One of them is going home. Like I hate being here. One of them is going home. I look at the other tribe, the other group. That was the interesting.
That was
one.
the.
That was the one that I was like, a lot of moving pieces here. Anything can happen. Stephanie is going home if she doesn't win immunity.
I thought it was very cut and dry, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be very cut and dry. I thought it was either Steph or Chrissy.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't as cut and dry as I thought it was. We'll talk about it.
So beyond that, in terms of the actual challenge, it's chimney sweeps. You all know how this goes. foot
Yeah.
on small foothold, move down to smaller foothold until foot can no longer stand on foothold. Or if you're Colby, until your foot that has been punctured and is infected is now being forced to stand on these tiny little footholds. Oh, Colby, I feel really bad for you at this moment. Because I read his Dalton Ross interview today. We'll talk about why he had one today, but he mentioned that not only had he hyperextended his foot during that challenge, the day after that challenge, he had stepped on something and it had punctured his foot. He had a gnarly infection on his foot. And apparently there's like a medical tent at tribal council for them to go get checked out. And they were going to pull him, like actually going to pull him. And he literally told Dr. Joe, he's like, Dr. Joe, I'm getting voted out tonight. Can you let me get my torch snuffed? And if I don't get my torch snuffed for some reason, then you can pull me. And Dr. Joe's like, fine. Because apparently, yeah. So I have a bit of a vibe that Colby might have like tried to move the game in that direction, and they didn't put that in the edit. And honestly, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that tribal council in a minute. I am very happy they actually let him do that. But beside the point.
Yeah, me too. We'll talk about it.
But so we in our three groups, the first group out was the group of Suri, Emily, Coach, Colby, and D.
And you know who wasn't first out? Suri Field.
She was
fourth out. No, fourth.
Emily was first. No, it was Coach and D at the end. She was third out.
No, fourth out overall. Fourth out overall. I'm talking overall, baby. I'm talking overall, baby.
In her group, she got
third.
She got the bronze.
In her group, she got third. Mother!
This is the season Suri wins an individual immunity challenge. I can feel it in my bones.
I will cry.
Okay, all I need for them to do is to give her a challenge that's like medical charting or like
recognize your sons.
You can get up off the couch.
No! Don't do that to Mother!
The Fields family tree puzzle would be great.
Big Brother 25 trivia.
Different. Let's see. The winner is automatically the person who has placed the best on the traders.
There we go. Fuck you, Stephanie. What else can we do for Suri?
The winner is the person who has appeared on the most fire-making challenges out of any player on Survivor.
The anti-balance beam.
Oh yeah, she must fall off the balance beam as fast as possible.
Period.
But no. So D wins immunity out of that group. Then
Mother
we go to the group, which is Christian, Rick, Aubrey, Genevieve, and Joe. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I'm not irritated, but I do want some clarity. I think Christian might have been cheated in this competition a smidge because he was leaning against the board with his shoulder. And in past seasons, we've been told that's a no-no for this comp.
We were told this season, too.
Yeah. So I don't know if either production didn't catch it or maybe it was like...
Was it his full shoulder? Or because I saw him use his arm. And arms are allowed.
Arms are allowed. It looked like his shoulder. It might have just been the way he was turned. But I also feel like Jeff would have called it out. But at the same time, it's Ricky, so maybe not. I don't know. But regardless, Christian wins immunity from this group, outlasting Genevieve, who is not happy. Who is very much not happy. And then we finally go to the last group, and it's a showdown between Stephanie and Chrissy. And I must say...
And Camilla was in it.
Camilla, all three of them were the final three in this challenge. Was Camilla, Stephanie, and
period.
Let's be clear. But when I'm sitting here watching this challenge, I cannot explain to you how much in the pit of my soul I was screeching for Chrissy Hoffbeck. I wanted her to win this comp so
We
bad.
all wanted
Start
Chrissy
off your
Hoffbeck
season
to
with
win.
an individual immunity win, mother. Do your thing. But of course, I can't have nice things. I can't have nice things, apparently.
Hey, honestly, if there's one thing we knew Stephanie was going to do if she made it to merge, it was win an endurance immunity challenge. Like, hey, I can't be mad, honestly. I can't be mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
And I have to say as well, yeah, we don't like Stephanie outside of this game. Okay, whatever.
No.
In this game, as a character on Survivor 50, I'm kind of not hating the way that she's playing.
She's been boring. Like, I mean, it's been boring.
She's been boring, but you can tell that she's learned a little bit about her. She's learned from her past, like, Survivor experiences, and you can tell she's learned from her past reality TV experiences as well. Like, I think she really learned from her past Traitors experience because she was good on Traitors. She was pretty good on Traitors.
She had a traitor angel that kept her alive, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's put herself in a pretty decent position. I'm not gonna say I'm necessarily impressed with Stephanie because I agree she hasn't really she's been kind of boring. She operated under a couple of the first tribal councils, but I'm not mad at the way that Stephanie is playing this game so far.
Yeah, I'm not let me put it this way. Would I be bummed if she won? Yes, but at the same time, I don't think we're in danger of that. So at this point, she's just kind of here, and that's it. We didn't really get a ton of Stephanie content in this episode, and honestly, probably for the better. So the orange group, which is the Stephanie, Camilla, Jonathan, Chrissy, Tiffany group, gets to go to the sanctuary where good things happen, and gets to have some Applebee's. Liz Wilcox wishes.
I'm pissed!
She posted on socials last night that she was watching Survivor from an Applebee's, and I about cackled.
Someone on 50 had to have let her know that it was the Applebee's reward this week, so she could go to her Applebee's.
Tiffany almost guarantee it.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know how close they are necessarily, but yeah, no. Someone had to have let her know.
Yeah.
Is she the only Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. No, because I just realized as well, we only have one person left from all the trios. All of the trios have been decimated.
48. We have 2 from Heroes vs. Villains, but that's it.
Well, the single season, like the OG single season trios, because it was HVG, 46, and
48.
What was the other one? 48. And now there's only one person left from each.
So what I'm hearing is Tiffany outlasted everybody from 46.
Mother! So what I'm hearing, she's the bitch from, I don't know where she's from Survivor 46. So what I'm hearing is Tiffany Irwin's winning this season.
Well, Julie, I don't know about that, but
hey, there is still a lot of game left to be played.
You are correct. There is also a lot of edit not to be shown. So let's go ahead and it's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, okay. Like this whole back half of the episode, I gotta be honest with you, was kind of boring.
2 of these were. One of them I liked a lot, and I was really
and it was the Applebee's group.
Yeah, it was the Applebee's group. I feel like we should just go ahead and go group by group instead of wait to the end for all 3 tribal councils for some reason. I don't know why we didn't do it. Okay, real talk. I wish they would have edited it differently and had it been group edit, tribal council, group edit, tribal council, group edit, tribal council.
I would have hated that.
I know, but at the same time, I hate the way it was edited in this episode because the order of the tribal councils makes no damn sense.
Like, okay, that pissed me off.
Yeah, because why is the orange group, who ostensibly won this challenge because Stephanie was the last person standing, and they got the Applebee's, not to mention that 3 out of the 5 of them were the last 3 people in this challenge going to tribal council first.
So they could go home first? Like, they could go back to camp first? I think that was the reasoning.
That's backwards, though, usually, from what they normally do. Of like,
I know. It was like the tribe that usually wins is the one. I think because it was 3 groups, they didn't know exactly what to do. So they were like, let's let the group that has all the alcohol go to sleep first. Like, honestly, that might have been the reasoning.
Real talk, I think they edited it in a way so that way they could film the tribal councils in whatever order they wanted, because they did. And even when I'll bring in the next group, it was never on Jeff after the person got voted out. It was always on the other tribe.
It was ADR, absolutely.
After.
Yeah.
So I fully believe that they just aired it in the order that they thought was going to be the most satisfying for the viewer. And to be honest, I don't agree with that. I think because in the episode during it was airing, I was like, well, this is really anticlimactic. But then we got to that last tribal council. I was like, okay, yeah, this kind of had to be last.
The only thing I would have swapped were the first 2.
I would agree.
That's all I would have swapped. I would have kept the third one.
Yeah.
I would have swapped the first 2.
Well, speaking of, do we just want to go in the order that aired and go through them that way?
Yeah, I think that's fun. My question for you, Brooke, what would you have gotten on this Applebee's reward?
Oh, well, I can't have beef, so the burgers and the steak would have been out. So I would have been all over the classic combo, quite possibly a good old-fashioned triple dipper.
Good, yes.
I know that's a Chili's thing, but like Applebee's has to have some sort of a knockoff of it.
Yeah, they have that. They had that like appetizer sampler thing. Their version, yeah.
I would have been all over that apple pie. By the way, I don't know if I've ever acknowledged it on the podcast in any capacity. Apple pie is my favorite dessert because. You can't. It's either that or a s'more. You cannot fuck either of them. You cannot fuck them up. You can't fuck them up. They're perfect.
Period.
Now, the only way you can fuck up an apple pie is by putting nuts on top of it. But that's because I'm allergic to nuts.
Okay, yeah, no, that's valid. Apple pie is my second favorite dessert, so I understand.
What's your number one?
Key lime pie.
That's taste. That's
I have it. I've had it every year for my birthday. So I don't do cake for my birthday. I never really have. Every year for my birthday since I was like a small child. That's a child.
That's an ugly pimply bitch.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I love you so much for that. But every year since I was a child, my birthday dessert was key lime pie. So that's always like, that's my go-to. But apple pie is a very close second for me. So I would have fucked up that apple pie. But that
so as a collective, we can agree pie is better than cake.
For me, for the collective of this podcast today, 100%. There are some cakes. My birthday?
I get a cookie cake from Great American.
And
every year, so I don't know if you know this, you can pay $5 and they'll do a custom design with the icing on it. So this past year, I got them to do a design of Clobopus on it. I'll send you the picture. My birthday's actually coming up. So I'm gonna order a new one soonish. But
mine is 2 next month.
Mine is like at time of filming, like a couple weeks away. So
I know because our birthdays are like what, 2 weeks apart?
Yeah,
3 weeks apart. Yeah,
April. Yeah.
Because you're an April Taurus and I'm a May Taurus,
which is why we're both stubborn as fuck.
Period. But no, there are a couple of Yeah, I was gonna say, but I would fuck up that whole lot of bacon burger. That's mine.
That looks good.
That's mine. I'm like, give me the bacon, give me more bacon, and a hot man, bacon, hot man. Thank you.
I'm just gonna say this: restaurants, start adding turkey burgers to your menu.
Oh my god, please. Also, on a side note, add a black bean burger. I fuck with a black bean burger.
I fuck with them, but I probably would too.
Yeah.
So
but yes, the orange group. I liked that we started and they were at the reward and they were like, "Can we just put game on hold for a second? Like serious game talk. Can we just like all enjoy the reward here for a second?" And I did really appreciate that. Like we're in the middle of 50. Yes, like somebody here is for sure going home, and that's a weird thing for a reward usually. But I really appreciated they were like, let's just put this on hold. Let's just all enjoy this for right now. And then we can slit each other's throats later. Like I thought that was cute.
You know what I think would have been really like cunt if they did this challenge, if they did this twist ever again in the future. Have the 3 people who win it get the reward, and all of them go to exile, and then the 12 people who are left get put in a 3-urn tribal council situation.
Oh, I live. I had another scenario in mind for this because I do like this. I think compete in the 3 groups, 3 immunities, and then vote, like standard vote, but you can vote for anybody, but one person from each group goes home.
Yeah, I think it could work.
So like you can vote outside of, so it's 15 people scrambling on the beach, but you can vote for whoever you want to. So then like someone could go home with a single vote in one group.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be it would completely shake up the landscape of something like there could be a group where someone like no one received a vote.
Yeah.
And then like
they go to
what
Ross.
did we do? Exactly. Like I think that would be really, really fun. I'm like, I think that's a fun twist to it. They were almost there with this twist. They were almost there.
It just needs to get workshopped a smidge.
Okay. And to be fair, they had originally intended this twist with 18 people.
18 people, yeah.
I think they did the best with this twist they could with a medevac. So,
I mean, I will be 100% honest. Just scrap the double tribal, and then you have 18 anyway. I'm just like, I don't understand.
Angelina didn't have to go home.
Or Charlie. I don't know who would have won that challenge.
Angelina didn't have to go home. Angelina would have gone home this round.
I don't know. I think it would have depended.
It would have depended. It would have depended on who she drew. But yes, this orange group is so interesting because it's literally split down the middle. You've got Camilla and Tiffany on one side, and you've got Steph and Chrissy on this other side, and you've got big old Jonathan in the middle, who I have to say, another person I am quite impressed with this season.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I will. I certainly will.
I'll say this. Is he playing with a modicum of strategy, which is infinitely more than he had on season 42? Yes.
Yeah.
Have we really gotten a chance to see a lot of it? No, not really. So he hasn't really been put in a position where we've gotten to see him be strategic until this episode, because the only other time he's went to tribal council, he got blindsided when Charlie got voted out. So
yeah.
So I'm not gonna say I'm impressed with him yet. I am intrigued by Mr. Young at this point.
I think
that is where we're at.
I think that's fair. I think for me, I'm really impressed. Less like I won't necessarily speak to his strategic game because, he got blindsided. Yeah, he ends up in the middle of this 5-person vote here. What I'm really impressed with is his social game that got him to this point where during the blood moon, he's in this position, because on 42, he would have never been in this position. He would have been the person easily voted out here. And I think that is such a big shift from the way he played in 42. I think he did learn a lot. And I think he's been making, and from what we've seen, We're not getting a huge edit on Jonathan yet this season, but the bits and pieces we've gotten from him, and obviously it is hard to edit 24 people, edit the women more, but what we're seeing is Jonathan playing a very intentional social game. It's a bit similar to the way that Rizzo was trying to adapt his game, which I think is really interesting. Like, build these social bonds in order to, or the way Rizzo played 49, I'll say that. Build these social bonds in order to have strategic prowess. And it's so opposite from how Jonathan played before. I'm intrigued by the way Jonathan is playing this season so far. Mm-hmm. And for him to be the swing vote in this scenario, I didn't know which way it was going to go.
Yeah. I just want to go ahead and say, for me, this is one of my favorite moments probably of any tribal council this season. I love Chrissy just being 100% honest with Camilla and Tiffany and being like, if this is my last night in the game, I understand. Mm-hmm. I just want to go out happy, right? And I felt like that was how the edit was going at first. I was like, God, this fucking sucks. Because Chrissy, I've mentioned it many times before on the podcast, Chrissy is one of the single most raw people, if not the single most raw person in Survivor for me. Across every season of the show, she got utterly screwed. And I was like, This just doesn't feel right. This feels so wrong. She finally gets to come back, and we get to see almost nothing of her this entire season. And then she's going home right before the jury. It felt gross, and it felt awful. And then she flips the switch at the end of that confession and goes, I don't think that's happening tonight. And I'm like, wake the fuck up. Let's go. We are zooming. We are writing.
Hoffbeck Nation, we are locked in. We are here. We are ready.
Now, let's be clear. Let's be clear here. Did I like her usage of the phrase cut from the same cloth?
No.
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 Could have chosen some better words there, Chrissy. But I will say she was right with her pitch to Jonathan. These girls are using you. They have no interest in keeping you long term. And quite frankly, you have an in with the people that I'm working with, which is Coach, Colby, Joe, right? These are the people that trust me. And if you are working, then they would want to work with you, right? Do I think Chrissy did this mostly out of self-preservation? Yes.
Yes.
But also at the same time, there are worse places to be than in the Honor and Integrity Alliance.
Are there? Other than voted out?
I mean, you could be cut with no allies right now, which is the case for someone that we're going to be speaking on relatively shortly. But we get this really fun energy from Chrissy. And this is why I've been sitting back like, why are we not showing Chrissy? Why are we not showing Chrissy? Can we show Chrissy more, please?
Because this is the first moment she's really been able to play the game.
She hasn't went to tribal yet at all.
Yeah.
So,
I'm like, there are 5 people that haven't gone to tribal yet this season, or 6. Because Tiffany hadn't been to tribal yet either.
Yeah, you're right.
It was 2 from each of the groups.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which was kind of wild to me. I was like, how the hell did we get to this scenario with 6 people that hadn't been to tribal yet? Because
one tribe went to all of the first pre-swap tribals, and then,
And that also, I was going to bring it up earlier, but I was like, there is one other person that Ozzy could have taken, and I think everyone would have understood why he took them to exile. I think Emily was the other option, simply just because Emily had been to every other tribal at that point.
I said Christian.
Oh, yeah, Christian had too. We'll take Emily instead.
We'll take Emily instead. Emily. So we go to tribal, and it really has turned into, Chrissy has convinced Stephanie, let's vote for Camilla. And Camilla and Tiffany think this is going to be a pretty easy vote, and everybody's voting Chrissy out, and that's just where we're at. Jonathan's caught in the middle. And I will say, even when the votes were getting read, right, I still thought Chrissy was going to go home. I will be 100% honest with you. Because
this is one of the first times in a long time that I was genuinely gagged.
Yeah, because... Oh, I mean to switch thingies. Camilla!
No!
I cannot believe I'm saying this. Jonathan,
no!
Now, I want to be clear. Love Camilla here. I am a huge Camilla fan.
Love Camilla.
Love Camilla. I have never been prouder to be a Chrissy Hoffbeck stan in my entire life.
I'm so proud of Chrissy. I'm so proud of Chrissy.
I can feel Jeff giving Jonathan the credit for this move in the future, but no, this is a Chrissy Hoffbeck move, baby, and I am so delighted.
I will say for his part in the move, I am impressed with Jonathan. I think Jonathan has now put himself in a very good position in this merge tribe. I think Jonathan is in a solid spot. I think there are surprisingly targets in front of him. I think Jonathan is somehow insulated. I don't necessarily get that, but okay, work, diva. But no, I'm really quite impressed with Chrissy being able to take herself from going home to now Chrissy also being in quite a domineering position as well. And that makes me quite happy. As much as I am absolutely bummed for Camilla, though. Like, I'm bummed. I love Camilla. I love Camilla so fiercely. It feels almost poetic, though, the way that she went out, kind of akin to the way that she played on 48. Mm-hmm. And she even says it in her, in her exit speech. So it sucks, but I'm happy that we got Camilla this season.
Yeah, I wish we would have gotten more of Camilla this season.
Me too.
Because it was really nice. I no shade to Kyle by saying this, because I feel the same way about Kyle from the little bit we got to see of him. It was nice getting to see them play without each other, even if they were both on the season.
I agree.
Because now I think we can understand just how good of a player Kyle is, even from just that one episode, how well he insulated himself as a winner. But then also, it was really nice getting to watch Camilla move pieces without having her partner in crime to do it with.
Yeah.
And do I think she got a little comfortable and that was ultimately her downfall here? Yeah, I do. But to be honest, when you're working with someone who's already told you to your face that you're their number one in Tiffany, and one of the biggest preachers of honor and integrity in the history of Survivor in Jonathan, I mean, I can't blame her for getting comfortable, to be honest.
And with the way Chrissy was talking to her as well, like, I understand it. I got it. Like, and she had just played 48. Like, she was just coming off of, like, the complacency makes sense. I understand it. I
have to give her props one more time, because Chrissy, girl, oh my God. One of the most impressive performances at a tribal council in recent memory. I'll just say that. Like, her performance in this one and Rizzo's last week are the two that I'm going to keep coming back to from this season to this point, because this was just incredible.
I'm going to add in Hubicki taking out Mike White. Honestly, those are my three moments so far. Mm-hmm. Those are my 3 moments of this season so far, because unfortunately, I mean, that led to both Mike and Angelina getting voted out, but it has kind of set this like precedent of, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. If you're a threat, you're going home. Like,
speaking of Hubicki, I feel like it is now time to move to the purple group. Sorry, purple. So we get Hubicki, Devins, and Aubrey. So we're getting out Genevieve, right? Yeah, Genevieve. We're voting for Genevieve. Got it.
Joe, did you know Aubrey has an idol?
I feel really bad for Genevieve here because I really don't know what else she could have done. I will say, I think she went about trying to flip this vote in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Because instead of going after Rick, which was, going after, trying to get Rick out by flipping Christian, I think that was a non-starter. I think that is no way that's going to happen. I think the best thing she could have done here is try to flip all of them onto Joe.
100%.
Yeah.
Like as much as she wanted to work with Joe, and I applaud her for not flipping on Joe, even though he ultimately flipped on her.
He did.
Her smartest.
What was he gonna do? What was his vote gonna do? I don't blame him.
Right, whatever. I don't blame him either. Her smartest move is going to them and saying, "We all saw Joe play. We know what he's also like. You look at everyone else around us. You look at the four of us. Like, yes, we are coming after each other. Yes, Aubrey, you and I have come after each other. Yes, I know you have an idol, but we are the strategists here. We have an opportunity to take out someone from the honor and integrity camp."
Look, do you want to play Stupid Survivor? That would have been the quote I would have thrown at them. Do you want to play Stupid Survivor, Rick Devens? Because I look at this field, I'm like, okay, if I'm Genevieve, right? These three are sticking together, right? Trying to flip them off onto each other is just not going to work. There is this lovely other option who is consistently good at immunity challenges, which means he might be able to beat you in the backstretch when you need him out. Has everybody believing he's filled with honor and integrity. He's loyal to a fault, which means that if you're not the person he's loyal to, he's not going to work with you. So at that point, why am I a bigger threat than Joe? Because I don't have anybody, right? All of my allies are gone. I was working with Kyle. Kyle's gone. I was working with Q. Q's gone, right? I have a bit of a relationship with Colby, but let's be honest here. We've all seen the man's foot. He's not sticking around much longer. So who do I have? I don't have anyone. So I'm not going to say that I'm never going to come after you, Aubrey. But let's be honest here. Joe is a bigger threat to your game than I am right now. He has an alliance of people. He is physically capable of winning immunity challenges. And I am not positioned in a way to come after you. I'm just not. And I think if that was the pitch, I think there is a real possibility we could be looking at Genevieve in this jury. I really do.
I agree with you completely. I think, and she's got the social strategic chops to make that pitch to, at the very least, Christian and Devens. I don't know if she gets Aubrey on board just because of the amount of ill will that they had in that contained space at that moment. But all she really needs is Hubicki and Devens. She doesn't need Aubrey necessarily for this vote.
She can get Devens easily. It does come down to Hubicki because Devens wanted to vote out Joe between the two of them. He thought it was safer. And, I also think she could have maybe played up the idea of no one knows where the third idol's at. I'm just saying, I know where the third idol's at.
She really could have used that information. I think she just went into, I think she tunnel visioned and was like, I'm in a camp with Aubrey. I'm fucked. I really think that's just what it was. She really could have played it up and been like, I know where the third one is. Joe has it.
I think you could have just said, I know where it is, and I will tell you if you keep me in this game. I know who has it. She could have been 100% honest because at this point, everyone else in her group is gone, right?
Yeah.
And after this round, the only person left in that 5-person majority from that tribe is Rizzo. So at this point, cut your losses and move to the camp of the nerd herd because that's all you really have at this point is the nerd herd, right?
Yeah.
Aubrey, I have come after you. I'm not going to apologize for it because this is a game, but I will put my gun down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a bigger threat to everyone here. As a friendly reminder, Genevieve did list Joe as her number one most wanted out player before the season. I don't know why she suddenly moved away from that, but it just seemed like such a non-starter. Nobody was really interested in what she was pitching. So we go to tribal council, and it basically comes down to this. Genevieve is playing her shot in the dark. If it lands, she stays. If it doesn't, she goes.
Aubrey has her hand on her idol because Aubrey has an idol, just in case.
Did you know that Aubrey has an idol, by the way?
I just found out.
Oh, that's crazy. But Genevieve is ultimately not safe and is voted out unanimously.
No. Two cunty mothers gone back to back. Not this.
R.I.P. Canada. Rest in peace, Canada.
Oh my God. Literally.
I believe we are officially out of Canadians on the season, correct?
We are, yeah. Those were
Genevieve the only one? I think, was it just Genevieve?
Camilla.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't live in Canada anymore, though.
But she is Canadian.
It's Canadian, yes, but she doesn't anymore.
Literally, they said, Canadians, get the fuck out of our jury.
Yeah. Bye, Canadians.
We don't want any... It feels very reflective of our current...
Too many Canadians have won Survivor in the 40s. We can't have another winner be from Canada. You got Marianne. You have Erica. It's too many Canadians. Too many Canadians. Are they the only two? Is it just them? I think it's just them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Two is too many. Two is too many Canadians.
As far as winners are concerned, yeah.
Yeah. So we then go to our final group, the teal group, and I have to say, this vote was not very interesting on paper.
No.
We know Suri, Emily, and Dee are all going to stick together on this vote. They are all in a position where they all know that Coach is not going to be working with them long term. Colby's not going to be working with them long term. It just kind of comes down to, do we mercy kill Colby in his foot, or do we take out Coach who's going around lying and being messy? Real talk, I think they made the wrong call. However,
I think so too. I absolutely think they should have taken out Coach.
Yeah.
100% they should have taken out Coach. Now, okay. That's me as a viewer going, yeah, obviously, literally, Dee says it, kill two birds with one stone. But I have to say, I am quite happy that Colby was able to get the send-off that, frankly, he deserves. I'll say that.
Well, let's just go ahead and do that.
Colby gets voted out here. Colby gets voted out here. We know, and I saw it coming. I was holding out a little bit for a Coach vote out because that's what I would have preferred here. Knowing that he would have been pulled regardless, I am kind of, happy that Colby got his full circle moment because he does deserve that. And I have to say, I have never been the world's biggest fan of Colby as a Survivor player. He's not I don't dislike Colby. I've never disliked Colby as a Survivor player. But he was talking in this tribal about how this is the most fun he's ever had on Survivor. And that I felt that. And I felt his positivity and his joy come through this season. And this is the most I've ever liked Colby on Survivor. I've really this is not the most I've liked Coach. Coach pissed me off episode 1, and I've hated him ever since. But no, I'm really quite impressed with Colby. And I have to say, I think Colby played quite a good game this season. he knew coming in that he could not play the same game he has in prior seasons. He is in a much different place in his life. He played the best game he could for being in his 50s. And, when it's all said and done, he made it halfway through Survivor 50. And I think that's something to applaud.
Real
and
talk.
his legacy is stamped, obviously.
Real talk. This might have been Colby's best game of Survivor, and that's wild to say.
I think I agree with you.
The fact that he has a 5th place and a runner-up lost
up
by 1 vote.
And I saw more Survivor gameplay from him this season than I have really in any of his other appearances.
I mean, let's call a spade here. His All-Stars run wasn't great. Heroes versus Villains, he got deep, but he was never really in contention to win unless he somehow won the last couple of immunities. And then when we look at Australia, he had a very strong physical game, but
And Australia was it was still such a new thing at that point that am I glad Tina won? Obviously, I love Tina.
Mother.
Survivor has changed so much since season 2 that I don't even know if you could compare the way that Colby played in Australia to the way that he played in 50. Honestly, I
don't think you can, because it's just so different. But I will say, when the cast came out, when they first announced everybody, I was not particularly happy to see Colby. I like Colby, and I mentioned this before. I was just not thinking he was going to amount to much on this season. And I think if you would have told me on paper, Colby got voted out right before the jury, I would have said, that seems about right. But given the circumstances here, one, he did get screwed by who was on this group with him, because had Colby been in a group, you swap out Sari for Joe. Stephanie, Joe, Genevieve, Chrissy, so many other people. Honestly, I think you swap out Sari for Ozzy, and I think Coach is going home. I think there are a lot of scenarios in where Coach goes over him. I think there's even more scenarios where Emily goes here, where it's not Colby going home.
I think you swap with Rizzo. I think you swap with Tiffany even. I think you swap with Aubrey. And I think there's scenarios where Coach goes, where Emily goes, for sure.
Yeah. I think Jonathan there instead of Coach. I think there's worlds where Jonathan goes over Colby.
I also think you swap some other players instead of swapping with Sari. I think you swap some other players around. I think Sari goes.
I don't know about that. I don't really see with D here. I think it's going to be an uphill battle to get Sari out by any stretch here, but
I agree with you. But I think if you swap Emily with somebody, if you swap Emily with someone like Chrissy, or you swap Emily with
Emily and Chrissy would probably be Sari going home. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but I mean, let's be called spade here. Colby did got to get screwed by who he got pulled with, but then also, I don't get emotional watching shows much. I really don't, and I especially have never gotten emotional watching Survivor. I can remember crying at Survivor exactly one time before this, but hearing Colby talk about how half of his life has transpired since the first time he played Survivor, and how much Survivor has meant to his life, and how much, God, I'm crying out, how much it mattered to him, right? It made me think of, I've never even been on Survivor, but over half of my life has transpired watching this show, right?
Yeah.
And how much this show has meant to me in my life, right? Because, Survivor premiered a month before I was born. There has never been a time in my life where Survivor, I think it was a month before, I think it was March, right? Okay, May. It was a month after I was born. So it was a month after I was born, Survivor came out. So there's been a very brief period of time in my life where Survivor wasn't here. And I can't describe how much the show has meant to me. And I've never even been on the beach, right?
Right.
So hearing Colby talk about that and then getting one of the single most emotional moments I have ever had at Tribal Council, because Colby's a rather stoic individual. Seeing Colby cry at Tribal Council, that hit for me. I'm just gonna be blunt. I fucking love Colby. I'll just be honest. Like, this season has improved how I feel about Colby as a Survivor player a ton.
Tenfold at least for me. I agree with you completely. Like, I've gained a lot of respect for Colby as a person, as a player. And I think the biggest thing for me, and I've talked about it throughout this episode, I think he really learned from all of that time he took away from Survivor since Heroes versus Villains, and really came in and adapted to this new era style of playing, was open to playing with whoever he needed to. He was scrappy. He was fun to watch when his back was up against the wall. You saw him playing in this episode. I thought for a second his pitch to D might have worked. And I applaud him for making the pitch. He did not go out without a fight. Yeah. And Heroes versus Villains, Colby probably would have rolled over and just gotten voted out. And I applaud him for the game that he played, because I really think it was so different and it was so delightful to see Colby again. And it proved why they put him on this season in the first place.
Yeah. I also want to specifically mention, as we're voting, we get this really beautiful moment of Coach, Suri, and Colby all saying that they love each other. Like, specifically Colby looking at Suri and saying, "I love you, Suri," and her saying, "I love you, Colby," while she's crying, right? Like, that healed the Heroes versus Villains cut in my heart.
I know. I was just like,
not only did Suri get hers back for that in this episode, because this could have been like a really haha, I got you back kind of energy, but it was so sweet and so beautiful that, and it's something you don't expect to see on this show really ever. And when Colby takes his torch and he's going to get snuffed, and Jeff goes, "One last time, Donaldson," like,
stop.
It was so beautiful.
I'm really happy. I was also someone that when the cast was announced, I was like, okay, Colby, sure, whatever. Like, okay, whatever. Like, would I initially have cast other people other than Colby? Yeah, me personally. Well, you can't replace gender-wise. You can't replace them. But
if I was casting from Australia and I had a choice, we would have cast Jerry, and we all know it.
Well, Stephanie for Jerry, yes, but that's the
yes, of course.
But I'm really genuinely happy that Colby Donaldson was on this season, and I'm happy we got to see him one last time, and I'm happy that this is how he got to conclude his Survivor experience with joy and on such a high note. And yeah, I think it's lovely.
Well, on that note, we have officially made it through the Blood Moon twist. Ursa Luna could never. Nope. As we head into our jury phase of the game, we are down to 14 players left in Fiji. And before we get into our little discussion as to who we think is in a good spot to win, let's go into a draft update. Yay, draft update. R.I.P.
Brooke, I am genuinely impressed with you, my friend.
Well,
getting all 4 of your draft picks to merge.
I mean, that was the goal. That was the goal with the picks. Was who do I think can make it to the merge? I will say, I think at least 2 of my players have a decent amount of win equity. I don't think all of them do.
I think you've got. I think you've got 2.
You're in a pretty good spot too. I think you got 2 people that have some pretty good win equty yourself.
I agree with you. I agree with you, and then I have coach.
Coach.
And then I have coach.
And then I have
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes,
we're chopping on it. So with this series of eliminations, Lewis is now down to Emily and Chrissy. There are worse places to be down to. I think
that's a great duo left. I got to be honest with you.
And we have now seen Jack is now down to just Christian and D. I will again say there are worse places to be.
Also a good duo.
And then Lana getting Ozzy, Jonathan, and Tiffany to the merge, only barely losing Colby Ryder.
A great trio.
Logan, you have Stephanie, Rizzo, and Coach left. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3.
I'm not bad. For having the grenade of the season. Having my first draft pick, overall first pick, be a grenade. I'm not too mad.
I'm quite happy with how this is shaking out for myself. I'll just say that. Do I think all of my picks have win equity? No. But do I think at least 2 of them might? Yes. And that's the important thing here.
I think 2 of yours do.
Suri and Aubrey.
I disagree.
Suri and Rick?
Rick.
I could see a world where Aubrey wins if they actually edit her in this next episode past Genevieve. Because this whole first part of the season has been about her and Genevieve. Yeah. They need to move away from that. If they don't, this next episode, chop.
I just think with how much of a target she has with this public idol, I just really don't know. I think she's just a big question mark now. Do I think she can do well the rest of the season? Yes. I just don't know if she can win at this point. That's my concern with it. Also, I will point out, you and I were the only 2 people not to lose someone this week.
It feels correct.
Well, and Eduardo, but Eduardo had already lost everyone.
Well, Eva, you can't lose what you
because he sucks
at drafting.
No, he sucks. That's just a general statement. You can include whatever else you want onto that statement.
I'm just thinking of a certain clip from the Eurovision coverage. You know what I'm talking about. Beside the point.
This is my fight song.
Wrong clip, but sure.
Who said that? This is my fight
song. Anyway,
herself. So
yeah. I will say I'm quite happy with my draft because I do think I have 2 potential winners.
Well, let's just go ahead and do it now. Right? If you're calling it right now, I'm assuming it's a final 3. I don't know how in the world I get to a final 2. If you had to guess at this moment in time, who is your predicted final 3?
Damn.
To inject the world with realism.
Yeah. I'm going to do who I want and who I think. Who do I think? I think it is going to be Suri, Stephanie, and somebody else.
Okay.
And I think that somebody else... Honestly, I think that somebody else could be Rizzo. I'm going to say Suri, Stephanie, and Rizzo.
Okay.
Now, who do I want? Based on the way this season is going, I'm going to say Suri, Rizzo, it would be really cunty to see Suri, Rizzo, and Ozzy as the final three. I'm not gonna lie
That would
to
be
you.
cunty as fuck, and I would be here for it.
So I'm gonna say Suri, Ozzy, and Rizzo.
Yeah, I would love to see Sarazi as the final three. I think that would be lovely.
That would be really fun.
It would be lovely. For myself, I think the three I'm seeing the most right now, I'm with you with Suri and Stephanie. I'm gonna put. I have a couple of people. We've just seen so much of Coach that I feel like he has to make it so deep.
Yeah, I understand
I could also see him being like the fire-making fourth placer here too.
I could see them taking him. I could see him being a 0 vote finalist here, and I could see him going out anywhere between like 4th and 6th as well.
That's where I'm at too.
Like,
I think he is being set up to be like the boss elimination of the season, of like the you took out Hubicki elimination.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, based on the edit, I think Suri is going to be there. I pray to God if she gets 4th again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'm gonna say Suri. I'm gonna say Suri, Rizzo, and Coach. I think is where my brain's at with what I think. What I want in my deep spirit and soul, Suri, Chrissy,
Rizzo. Yeah. Period. No, I love that. And that honestly fills like old era, mid era, new era. Like it really does span the breadth of Survivor. So I think that would be really fun. I think I would love to see, and I don't want it to be scripted that way, but I would love to see a final tribal where it's someone from the early game, someone from the 30s, because there aren't that many, but there are still a good handful of them left. So someone like Chrissy, Aubrey, Devins, Hubicki, like I would love to see one of them there, and a new era contestant. Like I really think like someone like a Rizzo or a Tiffany, even I think Tiffany does have still, despite getting blindsided this episode, I do still think Tiffany has some capability to make it to the end. We know she's scrappy. She's been in this situation before going into a merge. So I'm not, or going into jury. So I'm not as worried. I think there are bigger targets.
It's not that I don't think she's capable, but I feel like if she would have made it deep, we would have seen more of her at this point. Because, like we mentioned, we were 5 episodes in. She had a grand total of 2 confessionals.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Now, importantly, I should note that currently Chrissy has the least amount of confessionals after this episode. So we have yet to see Chrissy or Tiffany break it into the double digits. So get on that Survivor 50. You have no more excuses. But like we mentioned, what do you guys think down below? Let us know. Who do you want, and who do you think are going to be the final 3 of this season? Do you think Team Fun or Team Loyalty and Trust and Honor and Integrity is going to win this one out? Let us know down below. Or a secret third option, like maybe just the Nerd Herd. Let us know what you think down below.
Or a secret fourth option, Team Chaos, which I don't know is
Sarazi.
Sarazi featuring financial analyst Emily Flippin. Now, if that's the final 4. I don't care who wins.
Featuring financial analyst Emily Flippin and Dee.
If that's the final 5.
Can you imagine Dee making it to Final Tribal again? Because Dee is the first winner since Arius to cleanly make it to merge. Impressive as hell. Like,
before we get out of here, I do want to talk about how impressed I am with Dee's game. Because Dee is even playing a different game to the game she played on 45, and I've been so beyond impressed with Dee. She's playing really scrappy this season, and I really like it. Like, I think there is an argument to be made about having a third 2-time winner here. And I think a fourth two-time winner here. I'm so sorry. Queen Parvati, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry,
I thought
Mother.
you forgot Tony. I gave you an out.
Sandra
I
and
gave you an
Parvati
out.
are the only two-time winners I acknowledge.
Because the other one should be Michelle Fitzgerald. But besides the
Period.
point-
No, the other one should be Natalie Anderson, but that's beyond the point. It should be Natalie. It would make up for make up for the fact that she didn't do all that great on Traitors. But anyway,
she got pretty far. She got pretty far.
Okay, that doesn't mean she did great.
Well, we'll see. But
going far in a game does not mean you do great. Colby Donaldson on Heroes vs. Villains would like to speak.
Touche. Beside the point.
Nora on what's fucking
Island of the Idols?
Island of the Idols would like to speak.
Okay, that's a goddess though.
Oh, I love her. Oh, I love Nora.
Oh, that's a season we need to do at some point for FanCast. No. Here's the pitch.
Okay.
Survivor, no strategists allowed. The most wackadoodle characters you can possibly imagine coming back to play.
Dear God.
Like, give me Debbie and Nora on the same team.
Yes! Civil Air Patrol Captain Debbie! Yeah!
Civil Air Patrol Captain, model,
server. Waitress.
He's a server.
Server. Oh God, what are her other jobs? Chemist. Yep. I need more Debbie. Please. Please.
Debbie on 50, real talk.
You know, I was this close to putting her on my fan cast for 50.
She was on your fan cast. We just didn't cast her.
Oh, wait, was she?
Yeah, she was on your list.
Oh, well, I have taste.
You have taste. That's not the point. Let us know down in the comments down below. How are you feeling about 50 at this point now that we're at the jury and we're about halfway through? How many double eliminations are we going to have? A lot. So stay tuned to see us talk about all of those as we wind our way through the rest of this game. And let us know who you're hoping wins and who you think is going to win. We want to hear from you guys. While you're here, thank you so much for listening to this entire episode. We are also covering Australian Survivor Redemption. So if you're interested in hearing us yap about Aussie, I say us when it's mostly Lana and Reed.
I was gonna say not us, but the panel.
I have not been on an episode since Tez got eliminated, and quite frankly, I'm good. But
at least you've been on an episode.
I miss JLP. That's not the point.
Brook for the win.
Brook for the win. Cheers to that.
Cup mug.
Cup mug. Get your cup mug at LogicCreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description down below, and the ticker down below, and up by Logan's head. And we'll be back next week to talk about Survivor 50. I say we. It will not be me. So I hope you guys have a great time. I'm going on a trip. That's not the point.
I know you
guys
are.
have a great time. And stop watching the video and go watch another video. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.